Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is a little bit different. It's a video about not getting ahead of yourself. So we have the Lucci Mirror. I'm playing a variant of the deck that is very CP9 heavy and not so much as heavy with the Navy package that you usually see. We do start off with Impact Wave, double Borsellino after the first draw, a Lucci, an Erdor, and a Khalifa, so not much we can play on turn 2 here with only 3 Dawn, but we do go ahead and swing, get that first life out of the way, and then they'll just go into turn, swing at me. I get to use the trigger from Soap Sheep and make them discard 1 to the trash, which is very beneficial. I do play a little bit more events in this deck than you usually would see, but a lot of their trigger effects are really good, and just CP9 really wants to cycle. We get another Soap Sheep, which can give 2 of your opponent's characters -2 to their cost, which can be beneficial with removal, especially with the Navy package. So from here, yeah, I played the Khalifa to draw 2, discard 2. And then we give -2 cost to the Kaku, which really didn't facilitate anything, but it's alright. We play the Spatum, we're gonna get the Kaku, and we do lose an Impact Wave there, but it's alright. We're gonna swing with the Lucci, get something out of hand. Can't really complain this early in the game if you're kind of getting resources out of their hand. They are then going to swing on me as well, and I think we're going to take it, and we just get to draw 2 cards off this trigger. Like, absolutely phenomenal, chef's kiss. We get the 2 cards to hand. We get the Ennis Lobby stage card, which I believe is you rest it and it grants -2 to an opponent's character if your leader has CP type. So I thought it was going to be a lot more useful. It didn't really come into play too often, I don't believe. Honestly, my thought process was it would help Sakazuki out because it's pretty much one of our biggest points of removal in the deck. I don't believe I played the what is it, the volcanic shot, the one that like destroy a character with cost of 1 or less. This deck doesn't really reduce cost enough consistently unless you play a bigger Navy package, and I wanted to see what I could do with just like more of a CP9 oriented deck with this. I'm testing a lot with OP03 stuff, trying to get ready for the format that is to come soon, because we just entered June, and at the end of this month we will have OP03 coming. I have a singular box on pre-order, but we do get rid of one of the Kakus. I don't think it really mattered which one we chose. This right here, I believe was a mistake. I shouldn't have Lucci so early without being able to swing bigger. But if I remember correctly, no, I do not remember correctly. They countered it out. So we're pretty even in cards. I have 1 up on them as far as what's in my hand, but then they dropped the Isho and balanced things out as all things should be. And Impact Wave was one of those cards that will be debilitating later on, sadly. But more than anything that is debilitating in the later game here is my inability to properly read the board and understand how many swings I needed. So we do Spatum into the Kaku, and then from there I believe we are going to Lucci. Or I think I'm contemplating whether or not I want to play the Borsellino for a blocker to live another turn, or if I want to play the Lucci for a big swing, because this deck is very aggro, very in your face with bigger bodies. It's almost like red in a sense, but with much bigger bodies. So just kind of weighing my options here, and Kaku doesn't have any targets to KO, which is kind of my big, thing that's catching me up on whether or not I want to play him. He is a 6k body, but other than returning some cards to deck, he doesn't really facilitate much. So we're going to swing big with Sakazuki. They take the life. We're going to play the Borsellino and keep the impact wave alive. That way, if they swing big on me, which you know they're going to with that Isho, we can survive. Because we have very little counter in our hand at the moment. I'm debating whether or not it's worth saving the Sakazuki because it is a big body. But yeah, definitely gotta try to save it here. Probably shouldn't have, to be honest with you. Probably should have just let it go, even though it was a big body. Because then they come in with the Kaku. I can't 2k out of it. But now I get to play one black character with the cost of 3 or less. We get the Fukuro from the trash. And so that's just a free blocker. They swing. We're going to go ahead and use the free blocker. Should not have done that. Probably should have just taken the life there, if I'm being completely honest with you. And then they come down with their Sakazuki and trash my Sakazuki and play their own Fukuro. And at this point, it's kind of like, you know, what do I do? 2 Kakus that have no targets because Fukuro can't be KO'd by effects. And I have 2 Luccis and I can only play 1. So like it's like I can either go 2 Kakus or I can facilitate Dawn to different characters. There's a lot of thought process that goes behind this turn. And I do questionable things. That's all I have to say about it. Because at some point, for some reason in my head, I thought it was a good idea to swing with my blocker. Because I was thinking I need 3 swings. And even with 3 swings to win, they still have a blocker, so that makes 4 swings. But I can facilitate the 4th swing due to Lucci's effect. And they shotgunned all of their counters right there, which does put me in a position where I need 3 swings, but for some reason I thought I only needed 2, and they can't really counter out of anything. So I deploy, I return 2 CP9 cards to, you know, facilitate Lucci's effect. He gains Rush. I swing with Rush into the Kaku, and they can't counter out, so I know I'm going to clear a body. But then because they have to block, so we do that. And for some reason here, I thought I had the game, and right around this time is when I realized I don't have the game. So you can't see it. Oh, actually you can. I say GG. I miscounted, and at that point it's just game because they have too many bodies on board. For some reason I just completely miscounted what was going on the board. So always stop yourself for 5 seconds and just count what's actually going on. So that was the video. I hope you learned something from my misplays today. It was a really good match. We went back and forth the whole game. So it really came down to the wire. If I would have just, you know, not thrown, essentially, I think there's a world where I could have won that game. I was really low on counter power, though, so maybe I couldn't have, and maybe it's a lost cause and I'm just on a large amount of copium. But anyways, if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. If you're new here and you want to see more One Piece TCG content, we do it just about every day, whether it's a live stream or a video like this. Hit the subscribe button. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.